13 that says LaMarcia McDonald monthly safe savings.
Yeah, she's over some of my personal affairs and taking things out and adhering to kind of some of the things I want done with my account. So that's what that means. This is not, none of this is ministry. This is all personal.
Well, then I don't have the ministry's ledger. He's saying this is personal.
Oh, the ministry is in the back. I can see that now.
So you're saying you personally...
These first few pages are personal?
Let me ask you a question. So you're saying that this entry of safe savings that you previously identified as something for the ministry is actually your personal savings?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
And when you say when you come into money, you say you have a salary.
Well, come into money.
That's the that's what a term you use. When I come into money.
No. When I get paid a paycheck.
Okay.
You understand what that means about a paycheck? A paycheck, if I get a salary that's $70,000 a year, then I'm able to take more. What was your salary in
2013?
I don't know, because we made adjustments.
You don't know what you earned in 2013?
Not fully. I know I started cutting things in half, so I want to be accurate, but I can get all of that information for you. It's proprietary, so it's not.
I'm sorry?
I said I can get all that information for you. It's proprietary.
Proprietary? What does that have to do? What do you mean by that?
It's open.
That's not what that word means. You should know.
Well, it don't matter. You know what I mean.
No, I don't. That's what I'm asking you.
You do know what I mean. Because you defined it. So if you know what the sentence means, let's just move on. Let's not be children. I think that you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I don't, sir.
That everything is, whatever I have, you can have. It's not a problem about my salary.
Let's proceed with questions and answers.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if there are ministry ledgers produced or if it's just all personal.
Well, if you really... I don't think you've really had a chance to look at everything.
No, I have looked at some, but not...
I know. So I can kind of see you're a little off by this because these first few pages is personal and...
I'm sorry?
And then down here is ministry. So it's all together, but there's a part that's personal and a part that's...
can you mark that?
Ministry. So... So you see, it's part personal.
Do you want to see that? It's a W-2.
Players beside Martinez.
Oh. I don't know if I care. Can you identify that document that's marked as Exhibit 2?
Yes.
And what is it?
It's a W-2.
For whom?
Me. Myself.
And your name is listed as what?
David Taylor.
And what year is that for?
2013.
And how much is the W-2?
$27K.
27,000 even?
Yes.
Okay, if I may have that.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it your testimony that this W-2 that you've identified accurately lists your wages from Joshua Media Ministry?
Yes.
And that's who issued this W-2?
Who issued it? Oh,
Joshua Media Ministry.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're saying from this $27,000 salary, that reflects your salary?
Yes.
Yep, I think you probably...
Yes.
Okay. That these monthly safe savings of $3,500 plus...
Is that every month?
Hold on.
No.
That those savings came from your salary?
Well, it depends on the money flow. Like if my bills are lesser or higher in each month, I have more I can save. So I don't know if you're looking at $35,000 every month. Do it say every month on
Well,
there?
if you look at what I was referring to as page 2,
Okay. One.
for 2013.
Just from July on.
Okay. July 23rd, 2013, where you take out $3,567.02. And that seems like a pretty specific amount. How would that
Yes.
be arrived at?
You know, I'm because she's over that. I
Because
really
she's
don't
over
know.
that?
Yeah, she's over this part of it. I don't know. I see what's being written here, but I really need them to help answer this. You know, for
Do you
me.
have a bank statement that shows where that would have gone into?
Oh yeah, all of this.
Can you-
That's why it's.
Will you produce your bank statements that we asked pursuant to the subpoena?
Of course. That
Okay.
would be great.
Wait a second. Let's be clear. The bank statements you requested were those that reflected monies from.
Well, can you talk to her between now and the next
I
deposition
sure
to
can.
kind
I can do
of refresh
that.
your memory?
And we can answer that for you.
Okay.
I don't understand why that's.
What are we showing? Is it the new one This is in micro print. I'm trying to read something.
This is his personal. It's testimony.
Look at that page 1 of that document we were reviewing before.
Okay.
You know, I'll just have
Which document?
all of this marked so we're clear. This is proposed deposition exhibit 3. It is part of what you handed me as the ledger,
Okay.
and page numbers 1 through 11 that go from July 1, 2013 to November 8th, 2014. And do you see what I'm referring to? It starts with beginning balance of July 1st, 2013, and it says $1,496.42. Are you looking at that same document?
What page would you say?
The top page.
Okay. And where?
I'm just trying to identify
here?
that we're all looking at
Okay.
the same thing.
Yes, okay.
And it says $1,496.42.
Yes. Mhm.
All right, this is Joshua Ministries, isn't it?
No, this is personal.
It's personal?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is personal, and I'm sorry, I may have to take a moment. If you give me a second, this is very small print.
Yeah.
All right, look at July 15, 2013. It says
Okay.
JMMI DES : payroll, and then it lists your name, and it says $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next page on date July 31st. Let me see. There's a $5,000 line that says JMMI salary. Do you see that?
Where's that? One more time.
July 31st
Okay,
on
yeah, I see
page
that.
2.
Mm-hmm.
JMMI salary, $5,000.
Right. Mm-hmm.
August 15th.
Okay, I've got to place the same objection on the record that Mr. Jenkins placed earlier. This is clearly your client is in part conducting this deposition, and this is not appropriate.
He's directing me, I'm going to give you an explanation. He's directing me to the microprint that is very difficult to read of the documents that you gave me
whispering
well
the
after.
questions in your ear, and
no,
you're
he's telling me
asking
that
the questions.
No,
I can
that's not
hear him.
accurate.
Your client-
He's showing me what line.
I can hear him.
I'll place the same objection. He's
That's fine.
directing the deposition. He's directing the questions. He's conducting the inquiry. That's your job. Now,
August 15th, 2013, the line says Joshua Media Ministry, same thing, DES, I don't know what that means, payroll, David Taylor, and it's another $5,000. Just circle it. Just circle it, I'll go through it. $5,000 for payroll.
Okay.
Now, would you acknowledge that's a payroll payment to you?
Yeah, but some of this, the way they have this factored in here is I get housing allowance under the ministerial thing.
Under the ministerial thing, I don't know what
Yes.
that means.
Yeah, you have to study like church law, tax law, that kind of stuff. But the thing is, at one time, they were just giving me the total payroll check of $5,000, I think, every semi-weekly, and I was paying out of that my all the expenses.
So you acknowledge that
Instead of it just going, instead of the
let me
ministry
ask you a
paying.
question.
Yep.
You were receiving $5,000 in salary checks, it looks like twice a month. Is that yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And as your compensation for Joshua Media Ministries, is that accurate?
Yes.
And yet in that same year, your W-2 shows, what was it, $27,000?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you see a discrepancy between?
No.
Objection to the form of the question. He's answering the question to the best of his ability, but he's not a CPA.
I didn't finish the question.
Do you see a discrepancy? Question
I didn't
mark.
finish it. No, you interrupted me.
Okay.
I didn't finish
Finish the
my
question
sentence.
and wait for me.
Okay.
Do you believe that the W-2 is consistent with this ledger that shows you were paid $5,000 twice a month?
Objection calls for speculation. He's not an accountant. He already testified. He's not the financial person. This is the MMI way of accounting. If you have specific questions for the financial team or the CPA, then you can contact them and schedule a deposition. He's answering to the best of his ability.
Okay, he can still answer the question. This is your personal ledger. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, but I'm not.
No,
I'm not
sir,
the
I'm
one
just
who does
asking
it.
you.
Yeah.
Is it your personal ledger?
It is.
Reflecting your finances?
Yes.
That you provided pursuant to the subpoena, pursuant to this deposition and the court
course.
order?
Yes.
Okay, and you're now saying you don't, understand why it lists $5,000 twice a month?
Because I don't handle the finances.
You don't handle your own finances?
I really don't. I have people who do that for me.
So when you get a salary check, you have no idea anything about it?
I know I've set up a team that does it for me. And so some of these questions I just can't answer because of the way they have it flowing here. I can't.
So will you present Michelle Brannon for deposition so that she can answer these questions more accurately?
What do you feel?
Well, you're the lawyer. If you want to subpoena her for a deposition.
I'm asking if he's willing to produce her.
What do you feel?
If you properly subpoena her and serve her with a notice.
So you're not going to produce her voluntarily?
Oh.
That's the question. You're going to produce her voluntarily so that she can answer
We can discuss this off the record.
Says, nope, I will not produce Michelle voluntarily, even though I'm the one I'm fucking referring to her the whole goddamn time. All right, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Full Frontal Investigation. I will be your host. I am a pussy, Rich Holmes. And tonight what we're going to talk about is the real truth of multi-state forced labor operation, okay? And I text one of the survivors shortly before the stream. And I asked them straight up. And I'm very open with them with questioning. And they know that, and they're very responsive, and you guys know who you are. So I straight up asked, Let me see here. Because I want to get the right vocabulary out too. I want to make sure it's all right with the way I'm presenting it to the community and to the survivors, and that the message is getting out the right way. So I asked, would you say David was running a slave labor operation? I was going to address that tonight, but want to make sure to use the correct vocabulary, even using the white people as slaves. And David was. All right. David was using white people as slaves. He would send those people to go do deals and shit with businesses. Then he would use the black people for the labor. Okay. Okay. We worked like slaves, and honestly, we worked like slaves in Israel. I believe that. He worked the white people too and treated almost everyone horribly. The only people that didn't suffer, I'm not going to name names for obviously because I don't want to give too much information out, but some people didn't suffer the same abuse as others did. And I had a keen feeling about that. I had a keen feeling that David would favor like the really beautiful women, and he was just super soft and sweet to him. And then everybody else was proverbial dog shit to him. So all the white blondes were free from David's harm. They would call it a slave quarter, weren't allowed to leave on our own, had to get permission to seek medical attention, and a majority of the time they wouldn't let us go. Also, most of the staff who didn't do well during the week on Saturday morning, 4 a.m., go and pull weeds at the Texas hotel. So David would make people fucking pull weeds for not making enough money. He would corporally punish these people that he's not even fucking paying. This is why it's a fucking forced labor operation, because he was. David, you can't go out. I mean, he's not going to see this video, but you guys, if you're working for David and he's forcing you to fucking pull weeds for not making enough money, is this not clicking to you guys? The ones that are still there? I mean, the money's got to be drying up. Okay. And we're going to get to a couple things tonight that recently came up on Michael H. Long, wherever you're at. Thank you for that link you sent me, because that shit's fucking funny, bro. Shit's funny as shit, man. So this is a forced labor operation. It's still going. There's still people pulling in money for it. And until the feds do the final rug pull on it, nothing's going to happen. Like, they'll keep making money for it. All right. Now, this morning, Michael H. Long sends me this. I don't know where the fuck you guys find this shit, man, but so Michael H. Long says, hey, Rich, check this shit out, man. Check this shit out. I'm like, all right, what we got here? So apparently, David, there's some other guy out there, like fucking some Tony Stark guy, okay, saying that David needs to be pardoned, which will never happen. And to all the supporters out there that think it will happen, it will never happen, okay? David first has to admit to guilt first, which he's not going to do because he thinks he's done nothing wrong. So how does a person who thinks he's done nothing wrong admit to guilt even when he's looking for a pardon? He won't do it, all right? So, now, all right, so came across this morning. Michael H. Long did anyways. Where the fuck he got it from? So apparently, presidential pardon of preacher required before global energy tech invention will be built. This one time I miyaquacoed so hard I shit myself. Okay, so check this out. No, hey, check this out. We got like a fucking Tony Stark inventor telling Donald Trump that he needs to pardon David. No bullshit. I've already checked this guy out. He's apparently a retired fucking lieutenant colonel from the Air Force. But this guy sounds like he fucking like sniffed too much fucking jet fuel. Trump saved it. Hey, Bill Cosby, check this one out. Dude, this one's even better. It's like some guy claiming to be like fucking Tony Stark status, that they need to free David because they're going to create the information and origin story of the space energy invention that I was given by God is all over the website. Your staff can find out all the, this is like going like Heaven's Gate shit right here, man. This would be like a new form of Heaven's Gate. Christopher R. Michaels, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force, retired. All right. Now he's claiming to have some kind of new energy fucking force that God gave him that's going to be sustainable like fucking Tony Stark. No bullshit. Look at this. This guy's like, I'm a Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force, retired. I will not allow this invention to come into reality without Apostle Taylor being treated properly. Dude, this is desperate. This is desperate. David, this the reason you cult members, listen, man. David's really, you guys believe this shit? This is insanity, okay? This is what you would call fucking insanity. All right? Because this is just not normal. This is just not, it is. This is fucking weird. I'm not gonna allow this invention to come into reality without Apostle Taylor being properly treated. Look out here. And full pardon given in the White House will end this ridiculous false attacks against him concocted by a group of very evil liars. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny about this? Even though we've made ourselves available for these people to come and talk to us to try to discuss this with us, they won't do it. They won't do it. Ever. Not one. Yeah, the Tiger King can't give the fucking... Diddy's not even getting a fucking pardon, man. But David thinks, oh, I'm going to get a presidential pardon. No, fuck, he's not. Yep. FBI Director Kash Patel needs to get on this immediately as number one priority. The fuck out of here. All right. This guy does have some fucking channels. As an experiment, clear conviction from God, began writing a few things, was learning regarding my faith. Take a peek here. My own credibility. You can find all the materials I have used to study dream interpretation. And approved by a global ministry, JMMI. Yeah, Kash Patel is too busy shredding the Epstein docs. He's all, oh shit, I better go ahead and get rid of these documents. All right, so this guy's actually got a blog about him. Oh my God, come on. What a dipshit. What a dipshit. U.S. Air Force, okay, whoop-dee. Facebook, he's got a YouTube too though, man, shit. Where's his YouTube channel? Blog, social media, here it is. You guys want to check his YouTube page? Check it out. I haven't watched it yet because it's probably fucking weird. Let's take a peek here. No, I want to see this guy. Hang on.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I figured I'd do another informal update here while I have the chance. And okay, a few things. We're up to episode 71 on the secret life of the supernatural entrepreneur.
I think I've actually talked to this guy.
That is, of course, the series I've been doing that gives all the daily kind of details of what it's like.
Hey, Wes, we just started, brother. No, we just started, Big Doug. We'll be on for a little bit, about 2 hours. We'll be out for 2 hours tonight because we're going to talk about this slave labor operation, which we should get back to. All right. But yeah, this guy's analysis of prophecy plus the other significant updates. He doesn't want anybody commenting, so he turned off his comments. But yeah, David's got all these like supernatural science. Come on. Oh yeah. He's one of them supporting David, that's for sure. That's for sure. He's for sure supporting David somewhere. Look, validating JMMI. He's like, oh, I got validated by JMMI. I got validated by a cult leader. I got validated by a cult leader, everybody. I'm legit because David E. Taylor validated me. Okay, sources just telling me he's a big giver in the ministry. So that guy's one of the back doors probably. I'll bet he's given David some of his fucking retirement from the U.S. Air Force. So to bet I'll bet that guy has like allotments going out to David's bank account every month, like fucking $1,000, $1,000. Just. Yep. It doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Chris Michaels. Yeah. God, these guys, man. And how, yeah, it's pretty weird, man. All right. So let's take a peek here. Where can we start? Forced labor, slave labor. Okay. Let's see here. That was 2 years ago. Let's see here. Let's just go to David's channel. We'll find the call center. Joseph's hiding like a little bitch, man. Joseph's hiding. Joseph's hiding for sure, man. He has every reason to hide. I gotta find the one where David shows us the call center for the first time. I think it was right. Where's it at? Where's it at? I think it's right here.
We can't just go jump in the arena. We got to rebuild everything. It takes time.
Shut your mouth. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay. All right, I'm not going to play much sound. Okay, this is the hotel in Houston. Now, when David bought this, we knew something was real shady about it. And then I'm starting to find out more how they lived here. You guys, people were actually sleeping on fucking air mattresses in the fucking hallways and shit, okay? I'm finding this little bits and pieces of information out about this place. It was ran like a total fucking slave quarter. It was. If you didn't make your fucking numbers, you got put out on the street in Houston, no money for weekends at a time. You slept on the fucking floor. You didn't get fed. Seriously, David corporally, he fucking punished all of these people, man. If you didn't make enough money, and look, there's Cockboy Joseph right there. You guys want to hear something? I found out. For real. I found out. I'm going to read the text message verbatim. This is fucking funny. I was like, no way. Oh, man. Okay. This is coming from people like these survivors who knew what the fuck was going down inside the cult. I know David goes off when he can't control people. His yelling is his way to deal with it and takes it out. He takes all the shit out on everybody else. He takes all his degeneracy out on everybody else, okay? After talking about you, he would get on Joseph something awful just because you wouldn't bow down to him. He's trying to figure out why you don't fear him, and that angers him. When he shakes his head, he's literally mad at himself because he lost with you instead of winning. I was like, so Joseph was literally my whipping boy. And we both ignored his threats because you both know he's all talk and no action. This person said Joseph hates being there. Said Joseph hates being there. And it sounds like Joseph also got put out on the streets too. So Joseph also got punished too. Hey, cat mom, mother of all pussy. All right. Oh yeah, it's slave driver behavior. Not only that, we're seeing evidence of like fucking socialist and communist regime shit, man. For real. Starving people because they're not making enough fucking money? What the fuck type of shit is that? The fuck, man? Yeah, this is real. No, this is real, man. David did. That's why we're talking about this forced labor operation. If you didn't make enough money, you got called a degenerate, you got starved, you got put out on the fucking streets or beat, dude. This was a straight up fucking sadistic religious fucking regime, man. I couldn't believe it either when I started hearing it. I was like, get the fuck out of here. They're like, yeah. Yes, it happened to us. There's multiple people. I'm sure it's one point, everybody in this cult has been put out on the street for not making enough money for David. That'll come out in court too. Just watch. David was a real piece of shit, man. He was a real piece of shit, and it was a multi-state operation. He set up shop in multiple states. That way he could maximize his profits. And this hotel was kind of the centerpiece for it all. The dumbest idea he could have done was move people into this fucking hotel. Stupidest thing ever. This just upped the ante with human trafficking and forced labor, because he literally locked everybody in that place. Literally. Yeah, nobody was using those fucking machines, though. Nobody was using those machines. David surely wasn't. David would have been better off just to fucking dust them. What questions you guys got, man? Anybody new to the channel? What are some things we haven't talked about? What are some things we should talk about? What do you guys want to look at? Things we haven't talked about in a while. I was kind of thinking about going back to the fucking stage case, kind of revisiting that, how David lied to all of his followers about that stage, how big it was going to be, about that whole fucking scam, the logistics of it. One of you guys wanted to see the death threat videos. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring that up here real quick. I got you. Y'all wanted to see that. That shit's fucking golden. Never gets old. That one never gets old. And if people are wondering if I've turned this over, yes, I have. You guys are wondering if I've turned this over to the government, I did. Absolutely. And I give them a really hard fucking time about it too. I was like, I don't give a fuck if he's a pastor or not. That's a fucking terrorist threat. I don't give a shit. But I'm sure once the feds found out David said to shoot at him, they weren't too fucking thrilled about that. Didn't David bring his lips to court that day, shoot him off? Yeah, see, when David says the threats toward the feds, it's a different story, but towards the average citizen, it doesn't matter. But to the feds, it's a big fucking deal, right? And that was one of the conversations I had with the agents. Like, they're like, he could say that all day long. Fucking people say that about us all day long. I'm like, so I could say I can do that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you guys wouldn't be too happy about it. I was like, if I were to make a threat against the feds, oh my God, you guys would be knocking on my goddamn door. But David can do it to me, get away with it, and throw God in there. But second he does it to the feds, it's a different story. So yeah. Let's go ahead and watch David fucking lose his shit over not being able to control his own fucking ego. We're just going to watch this.
I have watched God get
I'll react where I have to, but let's just watch this.
people who fight Jesus.
This is an apostle, everybody.
How you going to sit up? Well, I need to go get some better. I got to get advice. I don't know about David Taylor. I just saw this stuff on. You don't even know me. You won't even take time to get to know. And then some people do, and they've had visitations like that idiot Vicky Yowie. You don't hear nothing from her no more, because just like God killed CL, he gonna kill that heifer too. That's right. The Bible calls them a backsliding heifer. He gonna get that heifer, because she has turned so many people online who just listen to her and believe in her lies, and she on drugs. And I know that for sure when she was with us. But they're going to believe her lies. God going to get you. I saw him drown my enemies. He took me to the Red Sea in the past. In the past years when I had that visitation. He was present then. I knew I was there in wherever that was around Egypt, where the Red Sea is. I was up underwater. I could talk. Me and Jesus was talking, and he showed me the chariots. He picked up one of them out of the dust of the water. He says, this happened, and this is what I'm going to do to your enemies. You are doomed if you fight me. Now we can be friends.
Okay, I have to react right here, okay? I can't not react to this part because you can't do this. You literally can't talk like this on YouTube, and David took this video down for this reason because he knew he fucked up.
Brother Cantaloupe. Sister Watermelon. We don't have to carry on like this. We don't have to fight. We can be friends. Why don't we find peace and love? But it's your choice. All I'm saying to you, I'm just trying to keep you from being doomed. Because the Son of God has appeared to me. I already know what he's going to do to you. You got this other idiot, this faggot named Rich Holmes. God,
right there. You can't do that on YouTube. You can't. You're not allowed to. And David took this video down for that reason, man. Like, I have to react to it and say, you can't do that. You can't. You can't. That's hate speech against a protected group. It is. That's a hate speech threat. It is, and that's how YouTube takes it. They don't give a fuck.
It's telling me to call that punk by name. You got this other idiot, this faggot named Rich Holmes. God's telling me to call that punk by name.
I really wonder if it was God telling him to call me out. Among the ashes. There very well could be, bro. You know what, man? We're still very early on in this investigation. Oh, he doxed me. Oh, yeah, he doxed me for sure. And it happened on a night when I was interviewing a survivor from Catherine's cult, and it was Curly Girl. She's all, dude, he just called you out. And I didn't think it was that much, but then I saw the video, I was like, oh, okay, so he doxed me. So he doxed me, technically. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And the judge on the case, Judge Berg, has been doxed and he got shot. Okay. I believe I think Jake said he got shot by somebody who doxed him. So the judge, yeah, ain't going to be too thrilled about it. All right, Wes. Yeah, just call me up my cell phone, bro. I'll pick you up and bring you in, bro. Yeah. Yeah, drop me a text and I'll ring you in, bro. When you're ready, I'll bring you in, bro.
He's up here speaking all this evil against us, against me on YouTube. You gonna die, Rich. God gonna kill you if you don't repent. Yeah, you'll be in a car accident somewhere. You just die. You
right there. That was also, you can't glorify death on YouTube. You can't. That's a huge fucking violation. Like, so David's saying, like, I'm going to die in a car accident. That's him glorifying my death. And you can't fucking do that. You can't fucking make a spectacle of death on YouTube. You can't. For him to do that, he knew what he did wrong. Fuck yeah, call it in, bro. Fill us in, bro. Always love having you call. Anybody can call in, too. Number's at the bottom, the 314 number. If you want to call in, man. Fill me in, bro. Love to have your thoughts, man. Yeah, what do you think, Nathan? Hit that like, subscribe, Nathan. Appreciate you being here, man.
listen, God will take your life in one day. You better repent. Remember, you're a chariot wheel under the Red Sea to me. A lot of people follow, just few people are so deceived. They following that faggot. And I know he's controlled by Rick Frazier. He's a faggot too.
That's the first time I knew I was being controlled by Rick Frazier. Apparently, David, somewhere down the line, just be clear about this, okay? Somewhere down the line, David, I don't know, David got it in his fucking head that Rick Frazier was paying me somehow, but there's nobody could pay me. Yeah, he had a lot of people, just few people following that. Yeah, he had to bring it down because he didn't want to seem like there were people following the channel. Oh, dude, he's super homophobic, but Nathan, there's some stuff we found out about him that makes sense why he talks this way, dude. Yeah, bro. Yeah, he's a... dude wears maxi pads, bro, because you don't wipe his ass. Like, okay, are you new to the channel, Nate? Because here's the thing, man. We talk about like abuse tactics, narcissism, things people do to control people here, right? Well, we found out we're talking about narcissism, right? But also trauma responses and how you can develop into a narcissist. So David wears maxi pads because he doesn't wipe. Okay, now I'm firmly under the impression that's due to a trauma response, something that happened to him. Oh, okay, Nathan. Okay, cool, Nate. Right on. Thanks, brother. So it being a trauma response, now he made that trauma response. This is just my this is my theory. This is what I think. This is how I'm thinking it. He took his trauma response and turned it into a fucking manipulation tactic to break down people. I don't think he's gay. I think he's bisexual. I think he likes men and women. I think he likes men and women. I do. You want to know something? I don't know how people feel about Charlie Sheen here, okay? But there's a really good fucking documentary on Netflix, man. And it's just him. He just tells a story. He tells it like it was, man. It's really good. I recommend everybody watch it. I think, in my opinion, it might give you a different view about the guy, okay? And I was watching that, all right? And they talked about how Charlie Sheen had slept with men, right? How we all know the stories, right? And the way he said it, the way he said it, he's like, it was fucking liberating, man. Fuck, what do you think? It was liberating. And when he put it in those words, I kind of got it, right? I'm not gay. I don't go that way. I love women. I never will. I don't disrespect anybody who is. I support it wholly. But to hear another man say it in that context, right? I could see for somebody in David's power, for real, taking it to that step, because it could be a liberating factor in his life, right? Take it to the next fucking step like Jim Jones. Nah, fuck that. Sleep with the man too. Don't let that slip your mind for one fucking second. When I heard Charlie Sheen say it like that, I was like, damn, that was a really unique way of putting it. And for him to say it like that, I got it. I understood it. I was like, damn, okay. I could see it. So for David, I think he actually could be sleeping with the men, man. Yep. Absolutely do.
All these pedophiles and these homosexuals, this generation following these faggot men. You a pussy, Rich Holmes. And I'm going to say that's his real name.
See, now that's where he fucked up. I'm going to say that's his real name because I used to go by Alex Stavanovich, right? Used to go by Alex Stavanovich, and y'all knew that. I think this is Wes right here. All right.
He called his name.
Jim Jones slept with the men.
Whatever, he got that fake name. His real name is Rich Holmes. God gonna get you, faggot.
I hope the defense, or I hope the prosecution opens up with this video. That's exactly right, Evangelist Carey. And that was the thing. That's why this was so dangerous, right? For him to say that, that's very fucking dangerous. Even though I'm not, right? I'm straight as an arrow. I am. Straight. I was born a man. I like women. That's just me. And here's the thing. For David to come out and say this shit openly, like, I've sat down with the entirety of the LGBTQ, just all different genders, sexes, orientations. I'll never forget one conversation I had with this girl I used to work with. She's like, I was just born that way. I just knew I was going to like girls. That's it. She's like, it's the same way you were born. You like girls, right? I was like, yeah. She's like, same way here. I was like, okay. Okay. Very nice girl, man. Very sweet. She was so nice. Worked with her at Chipotle, man. I worked with her at a Chipotle when I first moved to Texas. Really sweet girl. So nice. And she was very open about her orientation. And she was very open about sharing it with people and enlightening people about why she was the way she was, but she's like, I just knew I was gonna like girls all my life, man. There's nothing I can change about it. It's just me. That's like asking David to start wiping his ass, right? I know it's far fetched, but tell David to start wiping his ass. It's not good. Might chafe a little bit back there. Okay, let me get Wes on the phone here. All right, coming in, Wes. Give me a second here, brother. Get the Bluetooth hooked up. Let's get Wes on here. Just let him talk, man. Right, let's get Wes on the phone.
Can you hear me?
Got you loud and clear, brother. Go and take it away, man. You got the stream right now.
Let me mute the stream, that way it's not feeding through. All right, a couple things I've been thinking about. Just a second. Let me make some adjustments. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, brother.
All right, a couple things I've been thinking about. So let's start where we are and work backwards. Number one, David and his, in my opinion, as a Christian and as someone who has been a minister of the gospel for 28 years, give or take, I've had my moments, I guess, but I've never been that way towards the homosexual community.
Yeah.
Whether I agree or disagree, I've never been hateful and upset and just that angry about it, So in my opinion, his slurs are just like you said. I think he is bisexual, or he went that way because everything else got so boring. You and I have had this conversation before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Him controlling people, that's a way for him to do it, and he doesn't consider himself that way, even though he enjoys it or gets off on it.
Yep.
Or whatever,
Yep.
So that's my opinion. But I've listened to that many times where he talks about, God gonna get you, all that stuff. So who is it that he mentions before he says Vicky Yowie?
His ex-wife.
Okay, so what happened to her?
He was cheating on her. She left him.
He what now?
She was
She left him. So
yeah.
So somebody, the person he's mentioning before Vicky Yowie didn't pass away.
Oh, no, I don't think so, because I think he was mentioning Vicky Yohe and his ex-wife prior to, and then there was another guy said drowned, and then another one said like fucking she shot her husband or something like that.
Yeah, so it's just made me wonder. Like, that's why I asked the question: is there any missing persons from the cult? People that were in the cult and all of a sudden they're not there anymore, and nobody knows where they're at. I mean, in my opinion, I think they start looking at him in the long run when it's all comes uncovered. They see things like this, they're going to start putting two and two together. I wonder if he obviously is violent, right? Or has violent tendencies,
Absolutely.
violent outbursts.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to, this is all like speculation, right? But, and I don't want to use the word, but in my opinion, I think he's very capable of muck ducking somebody, as Dwight Schrute would say.
Yep.
Offing them, whatever, I think he's very capable of doing that or having someone do it.
Hey,
so
go take
I
care of
wonder
that.
as this progresses.
Yep. I could see that. Hey, go take care of that thing for me, man. I'll pay you 50 G's.
Yeah.
Make that problem go away.
So, yep. So it just makes me wonder, like, the longer this goes out, obviously, especially when they start looking into the trafficking side of it, or the, like you said in the poll tonight, I don't remember what the question was, but, basically forced labor. When you're looking at the forced labor side of it, is that could that lead to something a whole lot more? And I think it definitely could. Whenever you got somebody in power like that, at some point, the money is not enough, the women's not enough, the men aren't enough. You're going to start looking for things to scratch your itch, right? Well, I mean, we've all read stories growing up of hunters, right? Like fictional stories, and they're being them hunting humans, right? So I mean, at some point, that's just kind of my thoughts. But
yeah, David,
I was listening to you riding down the road, and
David is violent.
Just kind of.
I agree.
Yeah,
but
100%.
he's David is only going to lay his hands on somebody that he knows he can beat up, like his daughter, for example, or a woman, right? David himself, he won't put his hands on a man. He'll have somebody else do it. And it even says in the
I agree.
prosecution's proffer, hey, or the defense's proffer saying, oh, he wasn't even present when the acts of abuse were taking place. Well, he sent the fucking text messages, asshole. So yes, he was present. He's
allowed it. At very least, he allowed it.
or he
didn't participate.
Yeah, he facilitated it. He told him what to do.
Facilitated it. Right.
Yeah, it's like he may as well have been there and watched it. He's guilty.
Yeah.
And I think
100%. 100%.
If he takes this to the stand too, it'll be his worst fucking mistake of his life.
Oh yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, man. He's too egotistical not to, like we talked about the other night, right? I mean, so any great police show you watch on TV and they have a serial killer or somebody like that, the one thing they do is interrogate them over and over and over and over again until they find holes in their story, right? And then you start feeding them lies back to it, and then they correct you, and tie it all together. And that's exactly what's going to happen. He thinks he's smarter than them.
He's going to get up on the
stand. They'll pick him apart.
Yeah, he's going to get cross-examined. Yeah, he's going to be like, oh, well, you're just going to have to ask Michelle. And be like, no, we're asking you right now.
Oh, they'll bring up things from the deposition. I mean, whole 9 yards, right? Things he's already forgotten about.
I agree.
And he'll hang himself for sure.
And the jury,
no pun intended there, but
and if he gets caught in a lie on the stand in front of the jury, he's game over.
Yeah,
by a fucking jury.
Yeah, perjuring yourself's one thing, but in front of a jury of your peers is another for sure.
Yeah, Kennedy Mueller's right. David's violent, but he's a fucking coward. He'll have everybody else commit the acts of violence because he gets off on that power structure. He's like, oh, I can do this and people will go do this, He gets off on that.
And that's again, I mean, with any addict, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you always start out with the small stuff and it grows to stuff that's bigger.
Yes.
And so it's the same thing. This is an addiction to him. It's an addicted personality. It may not be drugs or alcohol related, but it is an addicted personality, right?
I agree.
The fact that he has to have the attention and every, all eyes on him. I mean, to make the statement, I'm the Moses of this generation. I'm Jesus's best friend. That's bold. You know what I mean? To say that you've seen Jesus, when scripturally that's not accurate.
It's just a blatant lie, right?
When Jesus ascended to heaven, the only person I can think of that Christ appeared to after he had ascended, not rose, but after he had ascended in the Bible would have been the Apostle Paul. But it never clarifies that it was Christ, It's just, it alludes to it. We believe it was or whatever, but so to say, and I'm skeptical of anybody that ever says that they've seen Jesus,
Oh, I am too. Somebody tells me they've seen Jesus. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I never want to call anybody a liar, right? Yeah. But I'm not saying that God can't come to us and visit us in certain ways and us put two and two together, right? I've seen some weird things in my life too, but but these people that I've sat on God's lap, this, that, and the third, come on, bro. And the sad thing is Christians are so gullible. I've been doing a study on the book of Romans, and America is not far off from first century Rome. A lot of the stuff that Rome was into, we are now doing. But the superstitiousness of first century Rome is the same as the Christian church today, and it's exactly what the Apostle Paul was warning us against.
I kind of figured. I didn't want to say that and say it like you did. And it's not a mean thing to say, I think, in that context, right? Like when you start to study the ancient texts and religion like he is about Rome, we are like Christians, and I'm not dogging Christians. I just want people to know that, but it's like,
no,
I'm not. They're just like, it's like they forget all common sense for whatever reason.
Yes.
I don't know why. And that's the thing. It's here you have hope, faith, spirituality being pumped into you, right? Being pumped into you by somebody named David Taylor, and everybody just stops, doesn't question him. Like, okay, some of the shit you're saying is a little off. Can we go ahead and cross-reference that, say with a Bible? Can we stop right there? But no, David doesn't allow his people to do that.
And that's the key, Rich. You know, I'm not bagging on Christians. I am one,
man.
and I was a blind Christian for a long time. But the thing is we don't read scripture for ourselves. We get it from people like David E. Taylor, right? So therefore, when we get it from people like that, and we don't research it and figure it out for ourselves, and I'm not saying you can't use people like that for knowledge, right? But take what they say and check it. We talked about this before. Check it against scripture and see what it says. You know, I know as Christians, we're people of faith, right? And that's what our whole religion is based on.
Faith.
But God also gives us the gift of discernment, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to be smart about it, you know?
I agree. Like with Christianity, it's where you should probably be the most vigilant, I think, nowadays, for sure.
100%.
Because you have these shitheads like David Taylor, the Daniel Adams, the Sobchucks, the Demon Slayers. There is
and you know, and not only that, but like the Bible, nearly all of the New Testament, nearly all of Paul's writings warn against false teachers and false preachers, right? Like it is in there multiple times, and we just glaze over that. And
I think that's the best. One of the things I find really ironic about this is that the Bible literally tells us, hey, there's going to be people like this coming out to tell us we're them. Don't listen to them because they're full of shit. They're going to try to do the miracles that we did, that Jesus did, and it's not going to happen. Done.
Well, you know, David Taylor is the epitome of wolf in sheep's clothing just off of this video alone, right? God going to get you, faggot?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, God.
You know, and I hope that doesn't get you a strike right there.
No. But
like, that right there is so hateful.
Yeah.
God's not in that.
That was a guttural hate too when you hear him say it. And I found out from some of these sources
100%.
that was a gut hate. That wasn't just saying, oh, I hate you. That was him like, David wanted me dead. That is not a fucking lie. David Taylor wanted me fucking dead. I would have been better off dead to him. Without a fucking doubt.
Oh, he'd have got on a live stream saying how God killed you.
Oh, yeah.
100% he would have had something happen to you.
He would have, and he would have got a strike for it because you can't go online and glorify death on YouTube. That's one of their community policies they have in place. And we've actually reported this to YouTube and they won't take it down. They won't take his channel down.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know,
this was heresy.
Again, I'm in the religious algorithm myself, right? It's it's a hard place to build a following, but it seems like once you reach that threshold, maybe the ad revenue, I don't know. It's YouTube. There's something in it for YouTube where they would take it down, right? Because they hit your channel, they hit my channel for everything, you know?
Yeah.
But
they won't fuck with fuck with David. I don't know. Maybe Feds told him, no, you leave his channel right where it's at because we're gathering all his evidence. But the thing is, when I got my
keep pumping stuff out.
Yeah, when I got my channel back, I know all YouTube had to do was boom, push a fucking button and bam, here's his channel back. All the content, here you go. Bam, bloop, here's your channel back. They could take David's just like they did mine, and we have reported him thousands and thousands of times. Like, this is a scam. And now that he's been indicted federally, they still won't take his channel down.
Maybe at some point, but maybe it's a good thing that he's still out there, but especially with channels like yours, it can point people to him to see what to look for.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, David E. Taylor is a dime a dozen in the religious world. He's a bottom feeder. You think $50 million is a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of organized Christianity, building God's quote unquote kingdom, this organized scam that it is, he's a bottom feeder. Those guys make hundreds of millions of dollars,
This one man, though, he did so much damage, though.
Yeah.
I think he did more than 50 million, dude. The 50 million is a fucking conservative ass number, man. No way. There's
maybe so, but me being in this circle for so long, I ran across David probably 6 months or a year before I ran across your channel.
Yeah.
And it was when he was going through the deposition. That's how I learned of David Taylor. And I've been in the Pentecostal realm for years. I can name every other one of them, but I've never seen one as heinous as he is.
Yeah.
But I have known several ministers in my life that acted just like this, and they learn it. So he's learned this from whoever his mentor was, his pastor, whoever got him into ministry, or whoever he looked up to. And maybe that guy did it right, but David interpreted it wrong. I've got a good friend of mine that, well, we were good friends in high school, but he was a minister, and he got under this African pastor, just like Catherine, and Papa this, Papa that, and dude used him and abused him, and then he used and abused kids. Well, I say kids, his youth group. When I say used and abused, now he didn't. It wasn't anything inappropriate, but he did force them to help raise money and things like that. And those people followed him, moved with him, helped him, tried to help him grow a church. And they were the only ones who ever worked, unpaid. They would go to their jobs, they would go to the church and work, Now, he has since repented and learned from his ways, but so it is definitely taught within that realm, unfortunately.
See, but this would take for David, like, I was talking to Cliff about this, and David actually bought books about Jim Jones, like all these fucking just harsh ass leaders. So he did. He taught himself this, man. He taught himself this.
And that probably, like you said last night, stems from some sort of childhood trauma.
Something, I don't know.
He thinks he has to be that way.
Maybe he got
but maybe
bullied?
not. Maybe just, maybe he got bullied and he didn't want to be bullied anymore, and he was a charismatic speaker, and then people in the church paid attention to him, and he was able to grow. I mean, look, obviously he's a brilliant mind when it comes to scamming people out of money.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's the ultimate used car salesman for sure. Would do well at it, but I don't know, man. He's not smart, but he's intelligent. If that makes sense.
He's sly as fuck. That's all. He's just greasy.
Yeah. He's slick. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
He's a hustler.
He's a glorified fucking prosperity pimp.
Yep.
That's it.
For sure. But like Chris Tom said, God's gonna get you.
And here's the other thing. Let's do a little
gonna get you.
Court talking. The magistrate judge put an order in, just real quick. If this case takes 2 years, guess what? David's gonna sit in jail for 2 years. All right. He ain't getting out. Just want everybody to know that.
And that's a beautiful thing in my eyes. I think he should sit there as long as it takes. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's happened to a speedy trial, right? No trial now. They all take forever to even come to court, right? And he's miserable knowing he can't get out. He's got to sit there and knowing Michelle's out walking around,
Well, speedy trial is you take the plea deal and you don't do a jury trial. That's a speedy trial.
Exactly.
You take the deal. You take the deal. You skip a trial. You do a judge trial, and you be done with it. If you did the crime, take your licks, man. Fuck, just take your licks, David.
Yeah. Well, again, he thinks he's slick enough to get out of it, right? Or he's so delusional to think that he's done nothing wrong and God's going to get him out of it. But here's the difference in him and the Apostle Paul, right? The Apostle Paul went to jail for preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. David's going to jail for money laundering, for abusing people. They're not the same, and we say it all the time. They're not the same at all.
No.
So but he thinks they are, and that's the delusion that he's made up in his mind. But his actions, his deviant actions, shows you that he's not he's a prosperity pimp. He's not a follower of Christ.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he believes in God.
Not to make it all religious, but
yeah,
I don't know if he ever really did. Definitely no fear of him. That's for sure.
Extreme. I do think it could take up to 2 years for David, for sure. Dude, they got 10 years of evidence to unfuck.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Dude, they found ledgers, cell phones, computers, laptops. I mean, now you have digital data. Back then it was just paperwork. But they have paperwork on top of electronic trails to chase.
Well, Rich, you and I talked about the guy that I worked with, right? That was arrested on 4 counts of some stuff. Mm-hmm. And it took a year, and they come back and charge him with 128. So that took a year for that to... No. Nearly 2 years, a year and a half for them to come back and say, okay, you have 28 counts now, 128 counts now. So yeah, I could see it taking up to 2 years.
And the longer 100%. It takes, the worse it's going to be. That's why David should just plea out and take the fucking deal. No, the longer it takes, the worse it is. It is, because that means they're finding more evidence and they're stacking more charges.
It wouldn't surprise me if they're not still just combing through his personal phone, you know?
Hey, Chris, this is Among the Ashes podcast, bro. Go check out his stream. This is the homie, bro. It's good people right here, dude. Everybody in here is good, dude. Wes is good people, bro. But yeah, no, Wes is solid. He does Among the Ashes podcast.
I'm not a terrible person like Catherine.
No, he's definitely not a terrible person. And he has a job. And he works, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works.
Yeah, surprisingly.
He's got a job, bro. Catherine's all, what the fuck is that? What's a job?
Yeah, what's a job? My $10,000 a month rent.
Oh my God.
God, what an idiot.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's yeah.
I don't want to go.
Somebody observation. And I'm gonna say this, and we can go back to David, but Observation Station posted a video of her preaching and asking for a Bible in the pulpit.
Yes,
and nobody had one.
We did. No, we were watching it live the other night. We reacted to it live as it was happening. I'm like, dude, this bitch's supposed to know the Bible. She doesn't even have one. Total flop, dude.
Nobody had, not even her.
No,
yeah,
not even
it's
the
like you got an iPad sitting in front of you.
Yep. I know, dumb as fuck. She had an iPad. She had a cell phone. She couldn't even think out of it.
That right there is proof of what I was saying about the church earlier.
Exactly.
You're sitting in church having the word read to you, and you're not even reading along with it.
That's a fact, Kim Chamberlain. Yes. Dead ass fucking serious. We did a live Sunday to Catherine, to her fucking bullshit ass Sunday stream. She was about midway through sermons trying to spit out a sermon, and she fucked up. She's all, does anybody have a Bible here? It's like, yo, bitch, you're a pastor of a church. Shouldn't you have a fucking Bible on your lectern with you or what? She forgot doing a lecture. She forgot the one basic tool that she needs to fucking conduct a sermon.
Well, that's the thing, though. She's a minister sitting there with a personal cell phone, probably in her pocket. She also has her iPad in front of her, and she doesn't have the Bible app on her phone.
Yeah.
Come on.
Danielle's like, that is like a restaurant without food.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. You can't make it up.
It's like going to a restaurant and like, dude.
She constantly reinvents herself every single day as the biggest idiot I've ever seen.
Just when you think she couldn't get any dumber, right? She goes and does something like that, like Dumb and Dumber, right?
Yes.
He's all, just when I thought you couldn't go get any dumber, you go and do something like this.
Yeah.
And totally redeemed yourself.
She didn't read it also tells me she did not read past the scripture she was using, because she couldn't even say, well, I don't have my Bible. I can't remember what it says word for word, but to paraphrase the rest of the chapter, it says this.
It just shows how dumb she is. And she's, I don't need to remember the Bible, because I can open it up and go read it if I need to. That's why I try not to remember it.
Sure.
Because there's so much to it. Like, it's like me trying to remember all the fucking codes in a medical coding book. There's no way. Like, the Bible takes, people are still trying to interpret it and understand it. Decades and decades, scholars. I don't think anybody understands it.
Well, but here's the difference in just reading it on a daily basis and doing what she's doing, right? She's studying. Like, when I went through ministry training, they said, an average one sermon a week on average should take up to 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week study time for one sermon, right? So if that's the case, I'm not only reading the one or two verses that I'm speaking or preaching on. I'm going to read probably a few before, a few after, just to make sure I've got good context of what it's saying. But that's the thing, whenever you have ChatGPT write your sermons and you say, hey, write me a sermon on James chapter 3, verse 2, that's all it's going to pull, right?
Yep.
So, that's exactly what's going on. She ain't writing her own sermon. She's getting them from somebody else or having AI write them or
you
something.
Know what I think, bro?
She's not that intelligent.
You want to know what I think? I don't even think she has a sermon written. I think she just has fucking Bible verses. She reads them and then she
memorize and just spouting them off or whatever.
Dude, she just goes on her tangents. She spits out the fucking verse and just wings it, bro. I don't think she's got a sermon written. I don't.
And honestly, listening to her, most of the time it doesn't sound like she's prepared anything.
I don't think she does.
Shooting from the hip.
I think so, bro. I think she's shooting from the hip for sure. Catherine, without a doubt. David does too. He just spits out a few verses and just shoots from the hip.
You see that a lot in the charismatic realm. What they do is they find a verse that they can relate to a story.
Yep.
And most of them are good storytellers. So by being a good storyteller, you can tell a story about your life as when you was a child or something you experienced, and you can relate it to that scripture. Therefore, you don't have to have a deep understanding of scripture. And then when you do that, it pulls on people's heartstrings typically, and then they open their pockets.
Yeah.
It's a manipulation tactic, bro.
They're good at it.
Danielle, I've said for years, Danielle, if the Christian church studied like the Jews, or if they studied like the Catholic Church, like true real deal Catholics. Now, I'm not just saying people that call themselves Catholic, but if they studied the way Catholics do, or the way Jewish people do, or even Muslim people, man, you wouldn't be able to stop the Christian church. Like everybody would be Christian if the Christians put in the same effort that those religions did, you know?
That's what I think. Like Christians I'm not saying all Christians, but I'm saying some Christians are lazy.
A lot of them.
That's why I won't claim to be Christian, because
Come
I'd be
over to my channel. I'll say it.
Yeah. That's why I don't claim to be Christian, because if I was, man, I'd be a shitty fucking Christian.
Yeah. Well, I can say that because I'm a lazy Christian too. You know? I mean, it's like I said, I was 18 years old when I gave my life to Christ, preached the gospel and the whole 9 yards. And just the last year and a half have I really just started looking at the Bible with context.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going off of how it made me feel, or again. And when I tell you manipulation tactic in one or two verses, using the story in your life, I can tell you that confidently because I've done that.
Yeah. Uncle Jake says Catholics are Christians. We define the term. I love it. Love it.
And look, yep, I agree. Uncle Jake.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Scam St. Louis, supposedly Jamestown Mall, and we gave my husband, Pama Gibson. Oh yeah, that mall actually burned down, Pama. That mall burned down. What's that tell you? If David would have had it in his possession, it would have burned down on him.
He's a dumpster fire, dude.
I know. What does that tell you? It's a dumpster fire. But yeah, these guys are professionals. These guys are professional thieves, man.
Yeah.
This takes thievery.
Master manipulator.
Yeah, and like the way they do it, this takes thievery to a whole new level, man. Like they're like they're thieving right out in the open, and people are like, hey, we're just gonna give you our money. But like the judges on David's case, right? For example, let's jump back to David, because I would like to talk about him and his multi-state forced labor operation. I don't think the judge understands what David did and how his manipulation worked. Because I don't know if this judge is Christian or not. I don't know. It kind of didn't sound like it. Maybe.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Whoever the judge is, whether they're Christian or not, they're going to have to step out of that worldview, right? And not look at it from a wholehearted, good old country boy Christian, do the right thing type mentality. No, you got to look at this from a realistic mentality, because Christian or not, right?
Yep.
If you've done the crime, you need to do the time. And I think any person who truly serves Christ would say that too. If I'm drinking alcohol and I go out and I drive and have an accident and end someone, the first thing I'm going to say is lock me up, because I did wrong, And so they're going to have to, whoever it is going to have to step back from that. Hopefully, in my opinion, they need to look for a judge who is not Christian, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think it should be like that.
At the same time,
I bet the judge is Catholic, Uncle Jake. So to bet he is too. I'll bet he's Catholic too, Uncle Jake.
Maybe the judge will be Baptist or Methodist or something like that. You know what I mean? Who hates all Pentecostals anyway, right?
Maybe it's Doyle Davidson's nephew. Is David in Gen Pop? I don't know. I will tell you that right now. I don't know. He could be, but they could also have his ass on PC because he's high risk. He would high risk, meaning high risk to get the shit kicked out of him by the other inmates because one, they know he's got a lot of money. Okay, they'll extort him. Two,
Extorting.
there's children involved now, and if the inmates find out, he's a target instantly. So,
yeah, I don't know if they would I don't know if they would put him in Gym Pop.
I don't think they would either, bro. I don't.
Just he's too high profile in
Yep.
my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. I think it might do him some good to realize he's not as down as he thinks he is.
But
honestly, he's probably in the medical ward.
He could be the medical wing. Yeah. Yep.
In my opinion, I mean, he doesn't look very healthy whenever in his mugshots and when he's appearing in that court. He doesn't look healthy. That Bozo the Clown hairline #1 looks like the sun setting. But I mean which he's always got those dark circles under his eyes, but he kind of looked pale to me.
Poor circulation.
Yeah.
Poor blood flow for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's in good health, but we felt that for a long time. But
I just like to think of him sitting by himself in a fucking cell. Hey, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, solitary, nobody to talk to, nobody to screw up.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody to fuck with, nobody to have orders.
Yeah.
And David's being told what to do, when to do it, where to go, when to go, how to go. And when he's being transported from place to place outside of the jail, he's in handcuffs.
Let's be realistic too, though. Jail, honestly, is the perfect place for somebody like David to run a scam too, because you got a bunch of vulnerable people in there seeking and searching for answers, and he's looking for protection, right? He's looking for people to not harm him or to have people on his side. So he gets these guys knowing Jesus, right? And he's got commissary. He's got, you know what I'm saying? Like he's got whatever. So, maybe they do separate him just because he is such a good manipulator, Now, he steps on the wrong one in there. It ain't, but he ain't going to be bullying nobody, right?
I could see David getting inside there and shooting his fucking mouth off, though, brother. I really could.
Yeah.
Yep. Being in the shoe is miserable. Yeah. Being in the shoe is miserable. Yeah, it's not a cool place to be when you're there by yourself.
Well, I think it's the perfect place for him because he needs to sit and think about the things he's done.
I do too. Exactly, right? All alone.
Even if it is for his own protection.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's for his own protection. And exactly. All alone with no one. Exactly.
Just there to sit and think about where did I go wrong.
Just to fucking think. Exactly. Yep. Just to sit there and fucking think, man. Yep. While he's in there, we can but hope he is in solitary. Yes, I wholeheartedly hope they put his ass right in solitary. He gets to come out 3 times a week for a shower.
Well,
yep, has a new isolation week.
So Uncle Jake.
Yep.
So he's not actually in prison yet.
No,
I guess he's still sitting in jail.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be David's life for the next couple of years until the trial's over.
Yeah.
Going from that jail to the court in handcuffs and maybe to the medical ward.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking he was already, because you wouldn't go to prison until after trial. It makes sense, but
yeah, they got to try him first.
Yeah.
But yeah, he won't be hitting the federal prison until he gets convicted. Then it's a different story.
Well, it's coming down the pipe for him. It's just a matter of how long. And honestly, if he's smart, he would go ahead and get it started, right? Because, let's say they give him 20 years.
Exactly.
He could be out by the time he's 75 if he lived, instead of sitting there waiting.
That's exactly right. Like, if he takes this to trial, it's just going to piss off the courts, all right? Then he's going to look at the jury.
Yeah.
And the jury's going to be pissed because he took it out so fucking long.
Yeah, I mean, if he was smart, he'd let him play it down. He'd get 5 or 10 years. You know what I mean? But he has to admit fault. And I don't think David can admit fault.
He can't. He won't. That's why he won't
get... That's the problem.
That's why he won't get pardoned, bro.
Yeah.
Livingston County Jail, real.
Well, yeah, because in order to be pardoned, you have to plead guilty, right?
You have to plead guilty. Yeah, you got to admit to the charges. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And David, even though he would get a pardon on the other end, he wouldn't admit to the fault.
Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I don't think he would.
I think it's beautiful that the judge in the case has the foresight to know that he doesn't need bail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that he is a risk.
I love that.
And not just a risk of fleeing, but a risk to everybody while he's out. You know,
he absolutely would be, and he would go back to the same shit he was doing. He would not care.
Pamela, you got to think these people have been brainwashed. So she said, but I think they are going to say, if they got put out, why didn't they leave the cult? Because they're brainwashed into thinking that cult is all that they have.
Yeah.
That he has this special connection to Jesus or this special connection to God that nobody else has. He has brainwashed them into thinking that. So you have to put yourself in that kind of a mindset. You know, it's abused wife, right? Yeah. Why don't abused wives leave their husbands?
It's a comfort
because
zone.
They think they have nothing.
It's a comfort zone.
Yeah, they think they have nothing, you know?
I was watching like true crime stuff today, and out of all the ones I watched, you know which ones were the worst? Domestic violence.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
These women and men are all in a type of domestic violence relationship with this man. Dead serious.
That's exactly right.
They really are. He's treating them all like spiritual sons and daughters. That is a fucking spiritually domestic violent relationship. Any way you fucking turn it.
Well, and let's think about that too, right? I know his congregation's mixed, right? But you take someone who grew up without a father, whether it be a male or female, they grew up without a father. That statistic is higher in the African American community. You know, facts are facts. I'm not trying to be ugly and mean, but it is higher. So you take people that never had that have an experience with Christ, who surrendered their life, and here's the person who loves me in person like Jesus does and calls me their son, calls me their daughter. I mean, how many people's going to turn on their parents? You know what I'm saying? Like garbage. I mean, absolute garbage. Like abused them, whole 9 yards, but their parents, when they died, all they could say was good things about them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't remember any of those good things about your parents. I just remember them treating you like crap, you know? But yeah, that's the mindset, is they're so brainwashed. But it's the same thing with Jim Jones and anybody else. Why did everybody drink that Kool-Aid, right?
I even see that with some of the people
because
coming out.
He had a brainwashed.
I see that with some of the women coming out and doing videos. They can't say anything good about the cult. They can say nothing good. They say, "Oh yeah, we're having such a good time."
Nothing good ever happened to them in there.
Yeah, it's all like half truths.
You even take the women that David showed interest in, right? The ones that shared his bed. None of them have anything good to say, you know, because they only shared his bed whenever he wanted them to.
Yeah,
you know. And I'm sure if he did buy them anything lavish or spend any money or anything like that on them, it was to get what he wanted only.
Yep.
You know,
that's what I think. Like David lavished these women with gifts because that's the only way they were going to sleep with him.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like when you get down to brass tacks, how many of these close call center workers? Right, that's the elite of the elite. Whenever it comes to David's inner circle, if you interview them and they're being honest, how many of them have had relations with him? Right, so therefore they build some sort of spiritual cathartic bond with him. You know, a connection with him, and well, I know he doesn't love me right now, but he will. You know, yeah, I mean, and you know, again, all speculation, right? But that's definitely manipulation 101. You know.
And that's the thing. The way David manipulated these women with his title as an apostle was a really sick fucking way of going about it too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's like I said, I'm going to fucking write a paper and do fucking shit on spiritual sadism, and this is going to be a part of it.
Well, and, you know, and here's the thing, that title that title apostle, I've said it for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any true apostles today. I think there are people that maybe operate in the office of apostle as far as they go and they share the gospel and they do those things.
Yeah.
But in order to be an apostle, by definition, you had to be appointed by Christ or somebody who was appointed by Christ during his time on earth, right? That's apostle by definition.
Yep.
So, we can argue semantics, and I know people that will argue with me on, but don't call yourself an apostle whenever you go into shutaway for 3 years. No, an apostle constantly goes and shares the gospel. They don't stay stationary,
Yeah, David's like, oh, I'm doing shutaway for 5 years because I'm getting to do word from God. No, motherfucker, you should be out sharing the gospel and telling everybody about it instead of hiding.
Yes.
On the shutaway,
yes.
Wes, I'm going to refill my cup. Will you explain to people how there's no such thing as shutaway?
Yeah, so...
Okay, I'll be right back, brother.
Ministers... Yeah. So I'm not super familiar with shutaway as far as the way these ministers try to explain it as far as in Scripture. They will use shutaway as a time to go refresh, to go pray, to go spend time with God. Sometimes it's a couple of days, sometimes it's a week, maybe it's a month. David did this for like 3 to 5 years and claims that he was doing it to grow closer to God and to hear from the Lord, but yet he's still getting on here doing these lives and things like that. If you're in true shutaway, you have no connection to anyone but you and God. If there is anyone that you're connected to, it may be one person who helps you with, say you're fasting and you're drinking water only, someone who brings you water or someone who checks on you. But shutaway, true shutaway, if you're going to do that, means that you are by yourself, you and God alone. The way David did it is just not right, and I can't find anywhere in the Bible that talks about shutaway biblically. But yeah, that's just my opinion. But yeah, it's David and his manipulation tactics are just crazy.
I'm back.
Cat Mom, I do too. I think about that too, Cat Mom, and not just women, probably men as well. That he manipulated in some sort of way.
Think of how many marriages he's broken up to.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Or how many marriages he's prevented. People who could have been truly happily married, but now they're so jacked up mentally because of his manipulation tactics.
And we've seen how gorgeous the women are in these cults, and David's cult specifically.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, these women could have had any fucking guy they wanted.
Yeah. Start out beautiful, and by the end of it are just used and abused.
And David,
it's
David is literally causing generational fucking curses with these people.
Yes.
For real.
100%.
Like, it's going to take generations, 100%. If these women have kids, to unfuck this mentality, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, there's so much about David and his theology I could just sit and pick apart, you know what I mean? That's like, how can you believe that? But, at the same time, again, I'm not bagging on any specific church or denomination, but I grew up Pentecostal, and growing up Pentecostal, like, there's a lot of this name it, claim it, stuff like that. You honor the man or woman of God, armor bearer, all that talk, you know what I mean? That in reality, when you go research that stuff in Scripture, it's taken way out of context. My favorite is touch not thy anointed,
The fuck out
and that is not what King David is talking about. But it's just amazing to me how delusional people get.
Let's talk about the vocabulary that was used about this forced labor operation too. Armor bearers. Do you know why they give people those?
Mm-hmm.
It's just to fucking mask the crimes. Oh, they're armor bearers. That's what they do. No, fuck that, dude. That's
their job.
That's the mask, the forced labor operation, man.
Well, here's the thing about an armor bearer in the Bible, right? So let's say King David's going to war and he has an armor bearer. That armor bearer totes his sword or totes his armor. He's not going to abuse that person, because if he does, he doesn't have anybody to help him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these ministers go in and they actually the church is really bad at not explaining what servanthood means, they will make you serve until you're absolutely burnt out, you know? And if you're not doing, you're not working, you're not there, you can't be there, they make you feel guilty and they make you feel like you're not a true servant of God, right?
I know for
But that's
sure.
not the case. Like there's
Go ahead.
I was going to say that's not the case. That's not what servanthood is, right?
Yeah.
Servanthood is me wanting to serve you because I love you and I care about you, you know, not because it's something that you're telling me I have to do. So yeah, that armor bearer is a cover up for him. That's a way he can say no. They did this because they wanted to, you know.
They're my armor bearers. That's like saying that's like the same thing as like how we were talking about earlier. Have people come up disappeared or missing from this place? Has David said, "Hey, go take care of that thing for me"? It's the same fucking thing. It's a mask, dude. It's a mask. The vocabulary is a mask.
Yep. That's what people need to pay attention to. I call it Christianese.
Dude, I was I knew right from the get-go, armor bearers, lay the fuck out of here. That's just a mask, dude. I knew that.
Yeah.
We had already dug too much into human trafficking. No.
I do that now with ministers. I hear them talk, well, I have an armor bearer. It's like, really? Come on, bro. So how about you just have somebody who helped you out at church, you know?
Yeah.
And again, I've witnessed it firsthand. You know, the guy I went to high school with, I mean, he used those same terms, right?
Yeah.
You know, Billy, here's my armor bearer. Well, Billy, go wash my car. That was what an armor bearer did, you know?
Yeah.
All with the hopes in that what David is saying too, you be my armor bearer, and one day I'll graduate you to apostle. One day you'll be like me if you learn how to serve like I did.
And I know David has fucking literally worked people to the point of sheer fucking exhaustion. Like hospital exhaustion.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I know for a fact.
More than one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Multiple. Absolutely.
Well, you know, I mean, the text messages alone, you know, you will work an extra X amount of hours or you're going to work till you don't go to sleep and you don't get dinner or you'll get peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you know. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just stronger than that. I would have been like, try me, bro. Don't tempt me with a good time. I love a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I ain't calling nobody today. I'm going to sleep.
Be like, can I have some chocolate milk? Do I get chocolate milk with my peanut butter and jelly sandwich just to top it off? Because that to die for. He's like, no, you get milk, but no fucking chocolate with it.
Yeah, you can have a peanut butter sandwich as much as you love, but you can't have anything to drink. But I guarantee you, along with that, what's not being released or what you're not seeing is if taking and depriving sleep and depriving food is not enough, then you know what to do next. He don't even have to say, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to say physical abuse.
Yeah.
That they know. They know if the food doesn't work, if the sleep deprivation doesn't work, then you know what to do next.
Physical. You move to physical.
In my opinion.
Yeah. You do it in progression. Okay, we're gonna do this, then if it doesn't work, we're gonna fucking beat you. LaMarcia enters the chat. Yeah. David's
Show the lobster.
Yeah, David's in deep shit, man. David's in deep shit. And him grasping for straws with his lawyers and all this other shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. I can't wait I'm gonna watch it like my daughter watched the Johnny Depp and what's her name trial.
No way, really?
I hope they stream it somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch every bit of it.
Oh, the Johnny Depp trial?
I can't. No, when David goes to trial, I hope they record it because I'm gonna watch every minute of it.
No, it won't be. No, no trial. It won't be no videos or audio.
Oh, really?
That was only at the magistrate level. Now that it's on the federal docket up at the federal level on the bench, nope. You can go. You can go, and I'm pretty sure the judges are expecting that. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The judges are expecting that with this trial. I guarantee it. Okay? I swear to God, it's going to be a fucking media trial. That's what David wants. He wants it to be a media trial, but he's going to go out looking like a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Well, if the judge is smart too, though, they won't allow anybody in the courtroom because of the cult members showing up and what they may do. I worry about that. You know, what are they going to pull to try to release him or get him out, or
Not
you
a
know what I
damn
mean?
thing.
If he's being transferred in, you don't think so?
No. The cult has already made a shit of themselves one time during the magistrate hearing. She already admonished the cult because at one point David's lawyer was up there talking. He's like, we don't even know who the victims are yet. And they started fucking laughing. The judge is like, that's enough. Stop. It's not funny. So that magistrate, these judges talk. I'm sure she told Judge Berg about what happened. Hey, this happened. I had to admonish the members of the cult because of this. You don't act a fool in this type of court.
Is Judge Berg a female?
No, he's a male. Judge Berg is their judge for their trial. That's it. They are at the very top. That's it.
Okay, so that's the one who will oversee David's trial.
Yep, and Michelle's.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Michelle.
Well, I was going to say if it's a female, it probably won't bid well for David. But.
Well, at the end of the day, it's the jury. Has nothing to do with the judge.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It has nothing to do with the judge. Yeah.
But ultimately, if it was a woman judge, it wouldn't go well. And Okami 6, David's cooked. He's cooked, and he knows it. He's literally grasping for straws right now. He's asking for a presidential pardon. You got people coming out making weird fucking websites about shit, acting like Tony Stark. Weird shit. And it's only making his case worse.
Again, that narcissistic behavior that he thinks I can still get out of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Even now. The trial judge's name is Judge Berg. Judge Berg. The magistrate, I can't remember her name, but I fucking love her. I love her. Because in a matter of like 5 seconds, she finally, I hope she took all your guys' worry away because she did me. When I heard her, Mr. Taylor, I don't know. Like, fuck, man. It was like, whoosh, take the weight off. I was like, fucking A. Thank God. It's.
Any other word on Michelle as far as other than
I know
she violated bond?
I know she did. My source said so.
Yeah.
Yep. Michelle's going to violate her bond by contacting the cult like the judge said not to, but she's going to do it in a way to make it look like that she didn't, right? Maybe go through multiple channels, multiple cell phones, right? That's how it'll happen. It won't be.
Yeah, Quacko, I doubt that because his diabetes won't let him have it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. David being in prison, right? And if he gets sick in prison, it's not like, it's just, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
Oh, he definitely, Daniela, he definitely gets a high off of it, for sure.
Yeah, the narcissism.
For sure.
Somebody brought that up the other night. Like he's received a praise for a lot of years from a lot of people without any check or anything like that.
Oh yeah. That's why, and again, and that's why I said that's why he's so inflamed towards you, right? Because everything you said he knew was truth, and he's not used to hearing that.
That's what these sources are telling me now,
to come against a channel, and again, not saying that your channel is not significant, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's so many bigger channels out there that have reported on this and things like that. But you hammered him with the truth so much,
so long too,
that he was like, I can't escape it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this little nobody coming at me? He couldn't figure it out, right? And he's so used to everybody just being on his job.
I was told exactly that, dude.
You know?
He got so pissed because he couldn't fucking control me. And you know what I told these sources? Yep. Like, because David's not a fucking Jedi. Like, you can't play mind tricks on a fucking Jedi.
He's a Yoda.
Yeah, you can't fucking play tricks on a fucking Jedi, I'm telling you. David was definitely not a fucking Jedi.
No, I guess he's more Jabba the Hutt. extreme, extreme 50. Early in the morning, late in the afternoon, I think she just looks rode hard and put up wet at this point.
Oh, Michelle. Oh,
You
she
know?
looks like a fucking bag of smashed assholes, man.
And it's sad, man, because at the deposition, she halfway attractive,
I've seen
on,
pictures prior to the depo. Dude, Michelle was a fucking smoke show back in the day. I'm like, God damn, Michelle, you turned into fucking Sly from a 10? What the fuck? Seriously,
like an old 80s
man.
hair band singer, man. Like Dave or Vince Neil's what she looks like now.
Dude, she was gorgeous back in the fucking day, dude. She was, man. She was a fucking 10. But she went and blew it all away, man. After she went with David, and it progressively got worse. It got worse with her.
Well, again, I think if you could get in the room with just the call center people and his close people, I guarantee you all of them fit a certain mold, model, probably look. Majority of the females probably blonde hair, probably white. That's his preference. Males are not going to be any kind of alpha male. I hate to use that term, but they're going to be weaker, easy to manipulate. They're all going to be the same. I guarantee you, if you lined every one of them up, they would look a certain way, they would talk a certain way, they would act a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
David favors his blonde, beautiful women. All the other women he just shits on. It's a fact.
Yeah.
He has favor, like all these blonde, pretty women up here are all his little favorites. But when it comes down to like the women that he doesn't favor, and this is coming from sources who are telling me this shit. Everything Wes is saying right now is all fucking true. He favors,
and this is stuff I don't know. This is just speculation.
No, you're dead on, dude. No, you're dead fucking on, bro.
Watching David, watching David.
Nope. He plays favoritism over certain people in his cult. David is a true fucking racist, everybody. David is a true fucking slave driver. That. He is. He's a fucking racist. He is.
Well, let's look at Cliff, right? Cliff is a very very well-spoken man.
Yep.
Very soft-spoken man. I'm not saying he's soft. I'm not saying he's weak in any shape, form, or fashion.
No, he's just his voice is nice to listen to. Like you listen,
he's got a soothing tone to him.
Yeah.
And I would say probably early on when he started following David, he was looking for guidance or looking for some sort of leadership. And he would probably tell you that, right?
Dude. They all were, Wes. That's the one thing. Listen up, cult members. That's the one thing y'all went there for, wasn't it? To serve something bigger than yourself, right?
Absolutely.
We get it. We understand. You guys, it makes sense.
And let me say this too, and again, not to be all religious tonight, right? Because I know that's not what this channel is about.
No, you're good, bro. No.
As a believer of Christ was not some hippy dippy weak man. He was a carpenter. He worked with his hands. He hung out with fishermen. He was a man's man. But he also had a softer side to him. He knew how to deal with people and work with people. And that's the difference in David. David is a soft man that has to use violence, to get his point across. Jordan Peterson says a man should be capable of violence, but know when to use it. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And I believe that's exactly who Christ was, the example of Christ. We see that in King David.
Yeah.
David played the harp, he sang, he tended sheep, but David also slayed giants,
David's all, I eat donuts. He's all, I slay donuts, okay?
Yeah.
No giant slayed here. I slay
donuts.
And
that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
So to any of the cult members, cult survivors, or to anybody out there that's currently in a church, if your pastor uses manipulation tactics or guilt or a raised tone or voice or tries to make you feel like God's disappointed in you in any kind of way,
come talk to us.
You need to get out of there, man.
Or come talk to us.
Romans chapter 8 Romans chapter 8 says there's no condemnation in Christ Jesus, right? So any man or woman of God who is trying to lead people should lead with a gentle hand, you know, but they should also be willing to go ravenous on anybody who's coming against their people and trying to lead them astray, you know. David was going ravenous on his own people, you know. That's not a leader.
Yeah. And he
And
was.
that's not just in the church world. That's leadership, period.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Rich, you went to boot camp. As mean as all those drill sergeants are, you let somebody come in and step on one of their privates, they're gonna snap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They may have tried to train you a certain way, but they're not doing it out of being mean to you, you know. Because they're not getting their way.
Yeah. And he's right, like the drill sergeants, if a drill sergeant saw somebody fucking with us, oh, they'd stand up for it like that. They'd be like, no, these are my fucking soldiers. Don't fuck with them. I'm training them. And he's right. It's if a pastor is trying to break you down and tell you that God's angry with you, I'm not even Christian. I can tell you that God's not mad at you.
You need to bail.
Yeah, God's not mad at you.
You need to bail. You need to get out of that church, find a new one, or you need to just do church at home for a while.
Yeah, read the Bible at home.
And again, you know, I came out of that situation, right? And I'm not trying to harsh or open up old wounds for me, but you know, I had a pastor that you know, he couldn't control his anger, you know, and it hurt me badly. You know, I went through 14 years of questioning God and everything else, you know, and you know, it can mess you up. And while I've never been involved in a cult, I can understand. I mean, you know, a man that I love you like a son, you know, he still says that it's one of my spiritual sons, and I just kind of roll my eyes at it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I've seen how you treat your real son, you know.
And then on the back end,
I was never treating anything like that.
Yeah, we know on the back end, David's actually treating these people like absolute dog shit.
David is the Dollar General, Daniela.
He's the Dollar General.
Dollar General.
Hey, Big Dog, I'm going to wrap up the call, and I'm going to jump on some videos here before we wrap it up for the night, man. Yeah, but thanks for calling, bro.
Appreciate you having me on. I didn't mean to
anytime,
tie it up that long.
Among the Ashes podcast, y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
I
man.
love you guys. Keep your heads up and keep the hammer on David, man.
We will, brother. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you always.
Yeah, I'll holler at you later on.
All right, see you later, brother.
See you, man.
All right, bye. Right, cool. Among the Ashes podcast. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. All right, let's take a peek here. Okay, we're talking about this forced labor gig, right? That's day 1. Day 1 p.m. Let's take a peek here. That's 2024. Let's see here. I need to find. Okay, that was the call center. That's when he took us through the call center. Let's take a peek here. He's the Dollar General. Okay, here we go.
It's amazing. So you get connected, and then what happens? Jesus appeared to you soon after. Tell about that experience.
Yes, so I read the book shortly after. Of course, I need.
This was David's fake ass fucking college that he set up. I know, Dollar General. Yeah, I love when Wes calls in, man. He's good people. He's got a good podcast. You guys check him out. Make sure you go subscribe to Uncle Jake's channel too, man. Uncle Jake Productions. So Uncle Jake, if you're here, drop your link in. Hey, is Breen in here? Where's the Breens? Did Breens drop in here? I didn't see him. Where's Michael Parisi at? Michael Perry is Army and Air Force, I believe. This is the Marine though. This was okay.
Amen. Like a city on a hill. Go ahead.
This is Paula Dom. I don't know if she's there anymore. There's Joseph, there's Mariah. But this hotel, this was all part of the operation, man. There's Jenny Janiak. Oh, look here. Oh, this was one of the last times we saw Michelle. She was looking tough too here, man. Oh, she was looking tough.
I've been following Apostle for and been a part of the ministry for several years. It's the greatest place on earth. There's no place like it. There's absolutely no place on earth to where, that's greater than where we're at right now, what we're doing with Apostle Taylor. It doesn't get any better than this. This is the greatest place on earth.
It is, without any exaggeration, literally the greatest place on earth. It is God's kingdom. Michelle, I was just remembering that time we were talking about this earlier when, Apostle was in Korea, and we saw him literally stop time, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. But we have seen Apostle walk in glory powers and that have just shocked us, and also whole regions transformed. I know you were in Korea when Apostle declared that even that whole country would experience unification, the demonic king would be broken. I mean, we have just seen some amazing things, and I know, Michelle, there's so many out there that have they want that experience, and even your son now being a part of the ministry full time. If you could just share some of the things you've seen with Apostle traveling, I know the people want to hear it.
Absolutely. There's just been so many things, and anybody who comes to to join, you're going to be able to travel with Apostle all around the world. Who would have thought, 14 years ago that I would be able to travel to all the places that I have, the different places, that Apostle has.
The only reason I got to travel there is because I slept with the guy.
Ministered in, and it's just been absolutely surreal. I mean, I've seen so many amazing things. Apostle walking in is incredible, but even above the marvelic that Apostle walks in, I've seen his incredible love for God's people everywhere. His love astounds me wherever we go, and it's just so beautiful because he has such a love for people. But I've seen when Apostle comes into town, I've seen, absolutely, you can feel the complete atmosphere change, and the whole staff, we've all experienced this where we wouldn't even know Apostle was, coming or has arrived, but you could feel the atmosphere change. And then we would be like, we would later find out that Apostles entered into that atmosphere. He changed.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Changes atmosphere. I mean, we've all been in his crusades where we've been transformed to heaven, where he's taken us all to heaven, where we've had those experiences, and he's introduced us into such a glorious opportunity and realm and atmosphere of being able to know who Jesus is and who the Father is, and it's just amazing. It's incredible. And so, I've just seen so many different things with Apostle. I've seen him operate in supernatural strength, stopping time. I've had multiple dreams about, invisibility concerning Apostle and his, just how God is using him. And it's just incredible.
Look, she does. She looks like fucking Sly. Botox, who knows? Who knows? But she looked fucking mopped the fuck up. Yeah, David probably deviated that septum. Wouldn't surprise me. God, she looks horrible.
Dreams. There's an open heaven here, and to Jesus, he said, "I want you to have this face-to-face relationship that I've had with the Lord," and all the glory powers come out of that. Yes. It's so beautiful. And Michelle, now your son is here.
It doesn't matter your age, as long as you're over the age of 18.
As long as you're 18, because we're gonna groom you so you could sleep with the gutter walrus. Okay. You have to be 18 to come here because we want to know if we can fuck you over or not. I remember when this video popped out. I think this was one that we actually sent over to the FBI. I think this is one of the ones that we actually sent over to the FBI because it's very concerning to us. She just looks like she'd been rode hard without being put away. Yeah, key point. You have to be 18 because you know what? We're going to send you over to Apostle if you're good looking so he could sleep with you. She's like, thank God I don't got to do it anymore, but I still will. Only if he wants me to. Yeah, Michelle's a fucking mess, man. And there were minors here, dude. There were fucking minors here. We fucking told them. We fucking told the government there's fucking minors here. They're fucking moving them around the fucking state when they shouldn't be. They didn't want to fucking listen to us, and they found out, oh, they're fucking moving minors around. We fucking told them, everybody, hey, there are fucking minors here that are being fucking trafficked around and moved around at the will of the fucking cult. Can you guys please fucking look into it? We fucking told them. We warned them. We fucking told them multiple fucking times over. Hey, there are fucking kids here. There are fucking kids in this cult.
Be a part. It doesn't matter your age, as long as you're over the age of 18.
That fucking sly little fucking viper bitch look right there. Look at that. The fucking demon morph out of that fucking shithead right here. And Michelle's gonna try to play the fucking victim, huh? You know, I hope they bring this up in court. Miss Brandon, why do you have to say you only can be 18 to come join this place? You're a church, right? You're a church. Why do you have to be over 18 to come join your church? You're supposed to be allowing all ages to come into your church. Why do you only have to be 18? Oh, man. Why does David always wear weird clothes? Looks like Captain Crunch. Probably because he shits his pants. The Walrus Vaughn shits his pants. The Walrus Vaughn, like, we could pretty much make up any meme about that now. Thanks, 666, wherever you're at if you're watching. The Walrus Vaughn shits his pants. Walrus Vaughn shits his pad. Yeah, it's part of the costume, like Wes said. It's all clowns wear one. David's a fucking clown. But we're talking about tonight, we had a phone call for a bit, but this was a forced enslaved labor operation, everybody. If people didn't make enough money for David, you put him to work. He put him to work, you guys. Not only would he put him to work, but he would, like, take away food, fucking make him sleep out in the garages in fucking hot temperatures. Fucked up shit. And then you got fucking Michelle here claiming she's a victim now, all of a sudden. If she takes it to trial, if she takes this to trial, it's game over. But she is. She already pled not guilty. I would love for her to try and play the victim in all this. She was 100% not a victim in this. She knew what she was getting herself into. That's why she did what she did. She knew she could get away with it. You know, I don't know. That's something I've still kind of wondered too, Wes, is like what was promised. What was promised? A 20-year, like... David sold his shit like it was a lottery. That's how I kind of see it too, Wes. I think it was all the above. I think it was money, dude. I think David has even said, like, if you sacrifice finances to me, your money will multiply. He's legit fucking sold his shit like a lottery ticket. He really did, and that's how I see it from most of the time, actually. A lottery ticket, bro. Hey, Michael Parisi, Marines in the motherfucking easy. Where's Uncle Jake? That we can open the ship store. Unless Kim Chamberlain's in here still, we can keep the ship store open. Michael Parisi in the motherfucking easy. I need to get some new beats for the fucking broadcaster. Maybe Brother Thice can make me some. Well, Extreme, she's gonna have to face a jury of her peers. Extreme. She's going to have to face a jury of her peers. But once they start playing the evidence in front of the jury about Michelle, they ain't going to take it easy on her and be like, she was all in it. Nice. Now we got a Marine and we got Navy, so we can open the ship store. Marine, David's blaming me and Rick Fraser. That's the last update, pretty much. David's bitching from the jail cell, bro. Exactly. David told people they would become 100 millionaire if they gave him money. Exactly. So it's like a lottery ticket. Curly girl lottery ticket, right? Hey, give me this money and you'll win all this. Yep. But yeah, David got denied bond twice. So he got denied bond from the magistrate, and he got denied bond from his trial judge. He submitted some paperwork. He wanted to have his detention reconsidered. And they have until the 3rd of December, I believe, to have a response. The gutter walrus, yeah. The gutter walrus, yeah. Full on gutter walrus, man. David's. And we're talking about the forced labor operation. This was a multi-state operation, you guys. Multi-state operation. Yeah, for sure, Marine. And what I'm finding out is we've been in his head for quite a while. Yeah. Hey, if you give me and Among the Ashes $100 million, we're going to make you 100 billionaire, okay? We'll make you guys 100 billionaires, okay? As a matter of fact, you're going to win the lottery. He lied saying the Broncos. Well, he's blaming... He brought up me and Rick Fraser, bro. You remember the death threat videos, Marine? You remember when David said that Rick Fraser was paying me? Well, he legit thinks Rick Fraser's paying me, dude. He really thinks somewhere down the line that Rick Fraser's fucking paying me. No way. Hang on, let me get this to the channel. Uncle Jake, I'll put it up here. Hang on. Hold on. Oh shit, hang on. Hold on. When we get Uncle Jake thinking on a good night, like he's amazing at what he does. Hang on, give me a second here. That's good. Hold on. Let me get this one out. This one's fucking funny. Alright, hang on, let me pull it up here. Isn't it cool how the internet works nowadays? God, it's so fucking amazing. I love it. Uncle Jake just made this while we were doing the stream. Watch, check this out. He just sent it to me. Check this out. Watch. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. You guys ready? There. Ah, shit. Look, Uncle Jake put tattoo lobsters on his arm. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Look at the time. I love the fucking lobster tattoos. That's so fucking badass. Look, the lobster tattoos. I love it. I love it. Attention to detail. Ah, shit. I can't with Uncle Jake. He's an asshole. That Uncle Jake's a real asshole. The lobster set it off, man. The lobster tattoos, man, just the lobster tattoos just nail it, man. They do. Gotta love the lobster tattoos. Operation as we've seen in the text messages. Marine, Michelle's trying to play innocent in all this, right? But there's messages, dude. Michelle can't play innocent in all this when there's fucking text messages sent to her. And when there's going to be witnesses that said, come forward and said, yeah, she did this to me. Yeah. Or as a comment, they go easy on white girls in the court. when people start finding out that Michelle is abusing people, they're not going to go easy on her. I guarantee that. If David was really following Christ, he would know that eating shrimp and lobster is considered an abomination. I think she'll try to. Yeah, she's going to get up on the stand and play victim. Maybe go back and try to take everything over. She'll play victim. She'll try to play the victim, but when she gets cross-examined, right? Because if she takes the stand, she's going to get cross-examined, man. It'll be game over for her at that point. Cross-examination. If Michelle turns everything over, but she's already broken her bond. They just got to catch her. They got to get her, and they will. They're going to get her on her bond violation, because Michelle's psychological profile says she thinks the rules don't apply to her, and she's going to do whatever the fuck Michelle wants, anyways, whether the judge tells her to or not. No, they're going to be tried separate, man. They're going to be tried separate. They'll be tried separate, bro. Be the dumbest fucking. It's good. I didn't want to say gum. It's going to cost them a lot of money. And Michelle, fuck, in the end, Michelle. If Michelle tries to take the stand, shit. Looks like I missed a call here. Sure did. I guess someone called. All right, hang on. Let me take this call. See who called. They just called.
Hey, Book Bronson Exposed. I made dial your number.
What's up, man?
I made a mistake in the number. I'm the one that talked to you a while back about things, but I made a mistake. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool, man. How you doing? I think I remember you. All right, bro. I'll let you go, man.
Yeah, you're. Okay,
right.
and keep up the good work.
Will do, bro. Bye.
Okay. All right.
All right, cool. Random. That's all right. Right on. Awesome. Let's take a peek here. I think that was it actually right there. No, that's the detention. Okay, here's the reconsideration for detention. Marine, here it is right here, bro. This is where David's trying to fucking blame everybody else for his problems. Right here. Right here, Marine Luke. He's blaming everybody else. It's me, Rick Frazier, and the 8 victims. So 10 people. It's everybody else's fault. But David's okay. No, trial's up in Detroit, brother. Nope, the trial's up in Florida, brother. Oh, it's right at the bottom. It's 314-492-3356. That's the number to call in if you want to call in. But no, it'll be held up in Detroit. They've both pled not guilty. And it's Rick Frazier, me, and recently disclosed with 8 victims. Yeah, it's my fault that he's a criminal. Exactly. If you want to call, text and I'll ring you in, because for whatever reason I don't get your guys' calls right away. It's fucking weird. I'll have to like reprogram my phone or some shit. But drop me a text and I'll call you. Okay. So exactly, you're right, Breed. It's my fault that he's a fucking criminal. That he went and laundered all this money. That he was stashing gold, beating people. Fucking. It's my fault that he has thousands of fucking photos on his iCloud and on his phone. It's my fault he put people on the street. Yeah. It's everybody else's fault but David. Let's take Thug Life off the screen there. Let's put the walrus over here. There. Okay. And then he's saying the lawyer David apparently told his lawyers that we're heavily involved and that there's going to be evidence to prove that. I'm like, okay, cool. Cost you more money. Keep making mistakes. Even now, David won't stop making mistakes. No, I've never been contacted by anybody. Nope. Hey, what's up out in space? Nope. Never been interrogated. You know how it'll happen, Michael Preezy? If anything happens, this is just what I've been told. If by some miracle I get called, it'll happen last minute. Okay. It'll happen last minute. And I'll just go to the stand pretty much. I'll be counseled a little bit on how to answer the questions, but it'll just be me going to the stand. It wouldn't be me being represented by any side. It would be me going up there answering questions from both sides, getting examined and then getting cross-examined like everybody else. But only difference in this is I've never had a financial interest with David or a religious interest. I'm a journalist. So that's the difference in all this. It would be them going up. It would be my free speech going up against David pretty much and laying out what I know, what we know, what we found out. If they bring me in, it would be David's worst fucking mistake. And them even mentioning it is weak as fuck. Them even mentioning it. What happened to be the judge's decision on the video you did live last night? Oh, they put David, in detention, Pama. He's not getting out. He wants a reconsideration now. Dude, I'm not a criminal in this. I don't need an attorney. I'm going to go up on the stand and answer whatever questions they have to ask me. No, no, you know who would pay it? David. David would pay it. He's the one bringing me to court. He's the one, he wants to bring me to court. Guess what? He's going to pay for it. Fucking do it. Bring me to court, David. Pay for me, motherfucker. Pay for me. It would be David. If he wants to subpoena me, he's going to pay those charges, not the taxpayers. David. You're probably going to find that out real quick, too. Oh, you're going to subpoena him? Okay. You're going to be his plane ticket. You're going to his hotel. You're going to do all that. And I will. I'll fucking send the check to David. Fucking have his ass pay it. I wouldn't pay it. Nope. But I'm not a criminal in the case. I'm not a criminal in this. David's a criminal. I don't know. He's just saying that it's my fault. Michael Preezy. He's just saying that it's my fault that we've been harassing the church for years. Okay. And they have sought to have it shut down and have Taylor charged with a crime. But when we found out he's laundering the money, it's like, okay, now we're going to start pulling people's cards on this because this kind of took off during pandemic, right? During COVID. Everybody's fucking sitting behind computers, started sleuthing on fucking criminal activity, right? Well, the biggest place there's criminal activity, I can tell you right now, that's in 2024. That's 2 years ago. We're going into 2026. Embezzling money? That's fucking criminal activity. I'm sorry. And you do it in the fucking church. And look how much money it is, guys. And that's an estimated 86 billion. We're probably in the 100 billion by now. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly going to happen. I'm Central Extreme. I'm Central. I'm Texas. I'm in Texas. Yeah, exactly. I could imagine David's lawyers being like, how is it his fault? Why is it his fault? Antagonism toward the church? Oh, we've been antagonizing the apostle and he can't fucking take a little bit of criticism? I was sitting thinking about this today, man. And I had a fucking anxiety attack over it. I was playing out a scenario like if I was on the stand, how would I respond to some of these questions, right? I don't even know what the fuck they'd ask me. If they're, my stance is he is a public figure. We found out what he was doing through public records, how he was buying all these properties, moving the money around. Then on top of that, we started putting together interviews about this, what was going on behind the closed doors. Found out it was a cult and that he was abusing people. So if he's so mad about that, what are we here? Why are we here? He's mad because he got exposed, that we found out what he was doing. It's our fault that we just opened our ears and listened and started asking the questions nobody was asking. That's what David bet on in all this, I think. I don't know. These lawyers are going to get fucking paid. I guarantee that. And the thing is, if they don't get paid, guess what? They'll just sue him. They'll just sue him. They'll sue him, and then they'll be on their own time. Yeah, see, BKM, I think it's going to be a bit before we go to trial, though. I do. I think we got a couple years, man. We got a couple years before we go to trial. And I've been playing over scenarios, man. But most of the knowledge is like up here, man. You know? A lot of it's stored here on the network and stuff. But a lot of it's like by memory, dude. Like conversations I've had with people. But if they start asking me about conversations, like I can't say what conversations I've had because that'd just be hearsay, right? Like a conversation with Rick Frazier. Well, he told me this. Well, that's hearsay. But then again, if I'm under oath, like that's a conversation I did have with Rick Frazier, right? And I've told you guys about the conversation I had. 3 of them. That's it. Joseph is David's little fucking sidekick doughboy, basically. He's David's little doughboy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if David is going to fucking bring me to case, man. I don't. You know what, BKB? I'm starting to think his ego's going to fucking let him. Like, yeah, fucking bring him. Bring Rich Holmes. It's his fault. Yeah, I can't say hearsay. There's no hearsay. Nope, no hearsay. Nope. Can't do that. I can't say what I had about a conversation with another person. Now, if Rick Frazier was there and he got called to the stand and he validated my test, Rick Frazier could say, yeah, I did speak to him. But it had nothing to do with money exchange. We could be seeing years on something like this with the amount of evidence. And I need to wrap it up because I'm going to play Fortnite tonight. The typical trial for something like this, okay? We're going to go 4 more minutes. I'm watching the timer too. 4 more minutes to wrap it up. No, Joseph hasn't been indicted yet, Marine. Not yet. But a typical trial like this, you guys, if they start finding more evidence of more abuse and say just more extreme shit that we've talked about, we could be looking at years. They have mounds of digital evidence to unfuck. Not only that, a paper trail to unfuck. Hey, thanks, BKB. What did Rick do for a living? Rick was very well off. I'm not really sure what he did, but Rick's a good guy overall, okay? He really is. Rick's a nice guy. But he was also a fucking scammer, too. He just didn't get caught, all right? And he knows what he did wrong. That's why he doesn't have the clean hands doctrine in this, okay? Rick knows what he did wrong, and he can't play that. And the last time I talked to him is when I retraced the tracks of that car scam he had, and it ended up back at Rick Frazier. He called me. I told him who I was, like, I don't want to talk to you. Click. I was like, okay. And it had to do with his car scam. He ran a scam. He was doing like cars to veterans, and he brought in a lot of money, some cars, and he never really did what he was supposed to with the money, you guys. So yeah, certain affinity for that type of shit, okay? You know, fucking scam David, for crying out loud. I mean, the deposition wasn't good enough, dude. You had to scam like fucking like veterans, dude. Come on, Rick. You know, fuck. That like totally broke my heart about you, man. Did, dude. Because I know you're not a bad dad, Rick. I know you're not. I know you're a good fucking dad, dude. I could see that, man. That was easy to see, dude. Those videos your kids did of you, Debbie and Rick, Katie did of you, that was all fucking coached. I know it was. And I'll fucking stand on that because David's a demented little twisted fuck like that to make your daughter and your ex-wife do some shit like that, all right? You're a good father, Rick. I will give you that, man. And I will fucking stand on that. I know you're a good dad. I know you are, man. A scammer, yes, just not as bad as David. And yeah, you did some shady shit, bro. Right? So that's how I feel about Rick. I don't have any resentment towards the guy. It's just he knew that we knew he was a scammer and he didn't like that. But I hope he figured that shit out and he never did it again. So if he did, good. But no, I hold no resentment towards Rick at all. He was very nice with me. Like I said, FaceTimed with him the one time. That was it. But David thinks I've been just fucking deeply involved harassing him. I'll bet David thinks Rick Frazier paid me to go down and fucking like do audits at the hotel. He's all, that goddamn Rick Frazier paid him to go down to that fucking Houston hotel and fucking do those audits and get me in trouble. Everybody else's fault. Yeah. And just, yeah, like Michael Prezi says, I'm a pussy, guys, okay? I used to fucking jump out of airplanes, oh shit, all right? I'm a combat paratrooper, I'm a fucking pussy, all right? So, next time you eat a roast beef sandwich, think of Rich Holmes.